Good evening and welcome to Case Arena for another edition of high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network. I'm John Herrick along with Gene Kesterson. Great to be with you. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Frankfort Eagles number 976. They are people helping people. Also by Day and Genda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. And by Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. Also by Mulberry Telecommunications, Mintel Fiber services offer the best gig in town. And this is our pregame show brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first. So, Gene, looking at both of these teams, Tri-West a record of 6-5. Frankfort is 4-6. But right now, Tri-West is sitting in a good spot with a 3-0 record in the Sagamore Conference. What's been working for them so far this season?
Well, actually, their schedule. They play a tough schedule. They play some top-ranked teams in 4A. They play Carmel, I think, tomorrow night. So they're not afraid to play the best. I think what's going to happen is the warm-up, during warm-up, Tri-West hitting warm-up was impressive. You could hear it from where we are up in the Palace.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be if Frankfort can dig balls and keep the ball in play, and then I think that should help Frankfort with this match right now.
Let's talk a little bit more about them. They're 4-6. What stands out to you about them as a team?
Well, they're so young, and I'm looking at the team. Their bro lead the team in kills is a freshman. Rockhold, she's freshman, lead the team in kills. So you have a bro that's leading, you have kills, and then the sophomore setter is doing very well, leading the team in assists, and then in blocks it's another sophomore. So they're very, very, very young.
Speaking of that, let's go to Player to Watch, brought to you by Fiberhawk Fast, affordable Fiberhawk, and tonight it is Carolyn Queen, and looking at that, it's got to be her defensive presence here.
It has to. Someone's got to keep the ball at the floor for Frankfort because their attacks are legit. Their Tri-West attacks are legit. So the floor defense has to play a factor. If not the block at the net, for Frankfort needs to be able to channel the balls to their defensive players. That
is Carolyn Queen, tonight's player to watch. And let's meet your officials for tonight's game. That would be Tim Nicely and Rodney Ogle. Tonight's officials are sponsored by Aaron's Flooring, offering luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 765-601-4145 for a free quote. We also saw a JV match happen prior to this. Tri-West won that. And Gene, you coached at the high school level for a long time, and the JV is a very integral part in building the varsity program.
Absolutely. The service pressure was much greater for Tri-West. And then Frankfort had trouble receiving serve, and so they could not actually score points. So basically, in my opinion, it was one at the service line.
There you go. So that was a set that was won basically 2 sets in a row, and then at JV it's the best 2 out of 3. So Frankfort is going to be the team in white on your screen to start out. They have blue numbers and letters, and Tri-West is also in white, but they are darker blue with a gold outline along the numbers. So we'll go ahead and step aside, and we'll honor our country with the playing of the national anthem, and then when we bring it back, starting lineups and first serve from Case Arena. You're watching high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first up.
Smith tracks it down, shot at the buzzer.
Sideline, he cuts it back. Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants, makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave, bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence Central.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, iscsportsnetwork.com.
Are they doing a third
You can
season on
see
that show?
episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say. Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike...
Back on John Milholland Court inside Case Arena and inside Frankfort High School for another edition of high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network. Big thanks to the students, the great students that we have here helping us out tonight, and also to Gene Kesterson, my broadcast partner, Richard Salee, so many great people behind the scenes who help make this possible here tonight. These are the starting lineups for both Tri-West and Frankfort. So first for Tri-West, they send out Danny Gabriel. Also, Laney Brahman, who you just heard get announced as senior. Izzy Maston, a 5'7" sophomore. 5'9" junior Leah Middleton. Molly Garver, a 5'3" junior. And the libero, Kate Eastman, 5'4" senior. I think also in the mix there, Ryan Spoonmore, who's a 5'10" junior. The head coach for Tri-West is Suzanne Maston. Now let's meet the starting lineups for Frankfort. And that would be Justine Thomas, a 5'5" junior. Brooklyn Perry, a 5'9" sophomore.
She had a nice attack during warm-up.
Jalen Smith, 5'8" sophomore. Lily Rockhold, 5'9" freshman. Ashley Zing, a 5'3" junior. Morgan Harrington, 5'3" junior. And Caroline Queen, the libero, 5'5" freshman, who was our player to watch. So those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Ardente Dental. Healthy smiles start here. What would you say the biggest keys to victory are in this one, Gene?
Well, it's to Tri-West is just hit the ball hard. I mean, so you have to keep the ball off the floor. So put some service pressure on if you're Frankfort to get them out of system, be a little bit more predictable so you can get your block and your defensive lined up. If you're Tri-West, just play your game and play it. They're running a little bit quicker offense if they're in system. I noticed that during the warm-up. So they're doing a lot of like 2-tempo stuff. So we'll see if they're able to do that if they get the passes. First ball contact, always important in high school, in any type of volleyball.
Both teams in their pregame huddle for the final time. The head coach for Frankfort is Kia Rushton. She is assisted by Macy Matthews, Brittany Shoemaker, and Tania Olivas. For Tri-West, assisting Suzanne Maston is Megan Spoonmore and Shayna McCormick. Again, both teams wearing white jerseys. That might be confusing to you folks watching at home, but Frankfort is on the left of your screen to start out with the blue numbers, the lighter blue numbers, and Tri-West has the darker blue numbers with the gold trim. And both coaches and referees going over the lineup cards one more time.
Okay, Gander, you got to watch number 7, Izzy Masson. That's the coach's daughter. She leads the team in kills, digs, and service aces. She wants to play pro volleyball someplace. I'm sorry, beach volleyball.
Right.
And then eventually pro volleyball. So she's got a lot of expectations.
Danny Gabriel serves, and right away, point goes to Tri-West thanks to the efforts of Ryan Spoonmore.
She leads the team in blocks, by the way. Right on cue, yes.
And that gives another opportunity to serve for Gabriel. Sends it right to the back line. Frankfort tries to get it over. And Tri-West has too much trouble with it, so Frankfort gets on the board.
So Brooklyn, I noticed her in warm-up. You could hear her from up here. She had great hand contact. She was able to have some a little bit more pressure on the ball when she attacked it in warm-up. So we'll see if it continues throughout the game.
Justine Thomas serving for Frankfort. This is a Frankfort roster that has 1 senior, 5 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 3 freshmen. That one hit over by Lily Rockhold, but Tri-West defense able to gather it in. And we got a good rally here going between both teams as Rockhold knocks it over once more. And that is close. Is it in or out? They say it was out. Very close to that line, so point goes to Frankfort.
We should have a review like they do in college. We'll be here for a couple more hours, but, if it's close, just go to the next point.
Right. That gives Thomas another chance to serve. Hit back over by Izzy Maston, and that is a point for Tri-West.
Nice placement between the seams, deep. That was good.
Kate Eastman will serve, and Frankfort makes a substitution. They put in Daisy Santos Valdez, a 5'5 junior. Eastman serves. Big moment in this conference season for both of these teams. Tri-West at the top of the conference standings at 3-0. And it looks like we have a violation on Frankfort. So point goes to Tri-West.
Yeah, setter just went under the net a little bit. Just can't go over the line. Actually, can go on or above, but apparently she went all the way over.
So Frankfort had scored 2 in a row. Now Tri-West has 2 points in a row. Hit right back to the back line for Eastman. Sent over by Maston, and Maston gets another kill.
That's a smart play, because they've been back there waiting for her to hit the ball, and she just tips the ball over the little soft spot. Wasn't campfire, but it was close.
And that time a uncharacteristic service error gives it back to Frankfort, and a point for the Hot Dogs as well. And Carolyn Queen is serving. Fans starting to file into Case Arena. Attacking the back line, and it gets in for Tri-West. Lainey Brahman gets credit for that, one of the 3 Tri-West seniors.
That was a nice shot. That if you can hit that deep line all the time, you're going to score most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time.
How easy is it to do that, or how difficult is it to do that?
It's difficult. It's difficult. Especially get speed, and you got to block up. It takes some years of practice.
Bet it does. Anna Thompson, a freshman, on for Tri-West to serve. And that one had a little too much curvature on that one to go out of play, and point goes to Tri-West.
I wonder what the air currents are here in Case Arena. It's a beautiful place to play.
And it's really cool when you come in and you know you're about to pull into Case Arena, as a service error was committed there by Thompson. But it's such a cool looking dome. It's just, you don't take it for granted whenever you come in here.
This is a high school. This is amazing.
Yep.
This is amazing.
Jalen Smith is the server now for Frankfort. Fight at the net. Point for Tri-West. And the person who just got that, Izzy Maston, yet again. So already, Gene, we're seeing Izzy make her presence felt.
She's a good player. And she's very competitive, like her mother, actually.
And Izzy, just a 5'7" sophomore. Chases that one down, kept it alive, and then her teammates helped her out. What a job there by the Bruins. And that time a mistimed play there by Leah Middleton. I think she had the right idea but got a little late to it.
Well, the timing wasn't there. So if she's a middle attacker going on a timing set, the setter has to get the ball with a little bit more speed. But that was a fun play.
Mm-hmm. Frankfort sends Justine Thomas back in. Serving is Rockhold. And dropped over right into where the defense was not. Leah Middleton gets that one done for the Bruins.
Just keep finding the holes. And I think, one thing that you're just watching the game, that the people are playing where they think they're going to hit the ball hardest and fast. You have to be there. But if they're doing something underneath, a little tip, you're back on your heels waiting for the ball, hopefully not hit your face. And so just run up and hope you can get a ball up.
Finley Dakin is on to serve for Tri-West. So a lot of young players for the Bruins getting some key time on the court. And another point for Rianne Spoonmore. Well done by her.
Find the holes. It's just finding the holes. There's a lot of youth out here. It just tells you how good Indiana High School volleyball is for both teams. And the senior leadership, the freshmen don't get this good without senior leadership.
Great play at the net for Tri-West by Caroline Ward.
That was a great roof.
I mean, she is 6'1" and played every bit of that.
Yes, she did. She was up. She penetrated her hands over the net, and that ball was not coming over the net.
No, it was not. Dakin serving again. Frankfort trying to get into this deficit. Miscommunication there between Tri-West, and you could see, Gene, as soon as that ball came up, everybody was trying to having trouble locating it.
Exactly, and then the setter was kind of hidden behind someone, or Actually, I thought Izzy was going to try to take that second ball, but they just couldn't get around it. But that happens. Let's see how they recover.
Ashley Zhang serves for Frankfort. And do they rule that in or out? They say that is in. That is in, and point for Danny Gabriel.
Again, they're hitting the lines. If you can hit the paint, you're going to win a lot of games. Paint, meaning the lines on the And as a former coach, we've painted the lines before.
Molly Garver now on to serve for the Bruins, and not the results she wanted.
They are missing a little bit more serves than I anticipated this later in the season, but the coach will have them ready to serve. You know, it's just kind of hit the tape. They're not long, they're just hitting the tape. It's better to have a long serve than one in the net.
Morgan Harrington coming on to serve, and that hits the net. So back-to-back service errors by both teams here.
This server might take a little bit more time. Different location starting. Okay.
Gabriel started off the game serving, and she gets service ace.
There you go.
We go from service errors to service ace.
Well, you just changed the mojo. But serving, you know, from the middle back, you have a little bit more area that you can miss. Dang, that's good.
Yeah, there you go. There's the paint again.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, Coach, you've done a great job. Again, we used to put clipboards, like Coach's clipboard, in the corner. If you hit him, you get a little piece of candy. During Halloween week only. The rest of the time, it was in the coach's office.
Frankfort trying to respond here, and they do. They get a big point there from Justine Thomas, who is able to convert that for the Hot Dogs and give them the volleyball back. Looks like Justine Thomas will be the server, and back on for them, Lily Rockhold returns from the bench.
That was a nice shot down the line. Again, both teams, you know, as young as they are, they're attacking line and deep corners like you would see a senior-laden team do.
Looks like that time it was out. So close to the line, but a little bit wide of the mark there. So back-to-back points for Frankfort.
A little just too high over the block. I think they're calling for a touch, but.
And then the service error gives the point, and the ball back to Tri-West. They make a substitution as well. Finley Dakin is coming in for Leah Middleton, or actually Dakin's coming out. Middleton is coming in, and the server is Kate Eastman. Eastman got a lot of arc on that. Eastman coming over to help here, and Mayston with a nice little deceptive move, and it works well for her.
Well, she was in a little early, because once you start your approach, you're not supposed to stop, but it was kind of, it's open. I think she scored more points off that than attack.
This is a 9-4 spurt here that Tri-West is on. Make it 10-4 as they continue to extend their lead. So last year, when these two teams met, it was Tri-West winning in 3 straight sets, but all 3 sets were pretty competitive. Frankfort, though, just could not quite get things rolling near the end of it. And here at the middle part of this first set, Tri-West creating some separation.
Basically, it's service pressure. I mean, they're predictable. The set, that was a little tight, but the service pressures put Frankfort a little bit out of sorts.
And hit back over by Zhang. And that one just too hot to handle for Daisy Santos-Valdez. She did all she could, but
that was a nice try. But, you know, they set middle. It was a good pass. The middle was there. Hold her thumb up, hit back to her left, scored the point.
In the blink of an eye, 3 in a row from Tri-West. Eastman serving. Kept alive by Thompson. And that one is a point for Frankfort this time.
Frankfort needs to take their time on their serve, almost like they're rushing it. You know, have Tri-West, you know, hold the, sorry for the, you know, but hold their platform out a little bit longer. Take your foot and focus in on the ball a little bit more. Eye contact, a little bit longer. Eye contact. Good serve.
But it's a little bit long.
But it still is better than net serve.
Right.
But you're right. The platform was up a little bit. Just take your time. Focus on your serve. You should have a serve that you can get over aggressively 80% of the time.
I think pretty much all but 2 players for Tri-West have seen time in this first set. Caroline Ward just came back on. And the server was Thompson. And nice play at the net by Leah Middleton.
Started with the serve. That was the serve. The ball was tight.
And Frankfort is using a timeout here. And while they do that, we'll let you know that tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfort Eagles, number 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. Also brought to you by the Healthy Coalitions of Clinton County, Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. The vision of Healthy Communities is to make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. And both teams back out on the court. Desperation time here for Frankfort. Got to get something going here, down 11. And that helps with a service error from Tri-West.
That should go point coach. When a coach calls a timeout and the other team misses, on our bench that's a point. So you get a little piece of candy when you get back to the office. I'm being serious.
Jalen Smith now serves for Frankfort. Eastman was there on the back line. Fight for it at the net, and they say, did she go over the net? I think, they are saying she did, so the violation gives Frankfort the point.
Actually, the linesman person called it out of bounds, but it was
okay.
But that's okay. Upon further review, it comes later.
It took them a while to review that. I mean, Caroline Ward, of course, still using that height of hers. There she is again, but that time she hits the net, and that's 3 points in a row for Frankfort now.
All right, got momentum. Let's see if they can keep it going. 3 points in a row. Remember, if you do that 4 times, you're 60% chance they're going to win the set.
And that was a good timeout by Frankfort, helping get some of that momentum back their way. Ward again. That time she hits the perfect shot right where the defense wasn't.
Okay, the hole's there, but if I'm coaching, I'm Coach Masson, I'm going to say swing at the ball. Mm-hmm. Just keep swinging, stay aggressive. I mean, don't hurt anybody, but stay aggressive and get ready for the rest of the season, if that makes sense. This is what we do.
Maston serves, and right there is the libero, Queen. And point for Tri-West coming up for that one, Leah Middleton. She's been a big factor here in this first set.
She has, and the setter delivered a nice quick ball. It's like almost like we would call it a push 2, push 3, but it started with the serve. Nice beach serve. You can see that spin serve.
And service ace for Maston. So now it is set point for Tri-West. And who else would you want serving besides her right now?
That was good.
And back-to-back service aces by Maston to win the first set for Tri-West, 25-13. We'll have the second set for you coming up in just a moment. You're watching high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first dunk.
Smith tracks it down. Shot at the buzzer.
Sideline. He cuts it back. Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants. Makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave. Bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Warren Central.
About to start set number 2 between Tri-West and Frankfort here at Case Arena. Tri-West took the first one 25-13. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Genda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and be the family you need. For more information about the services Day and Genda Funeral Home offers, go to dayandgenda.com. And don't forget, now available FiberHawk Fiber Internet. Super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable FiberHawk. Along with Gene Kesterson, I'm John Herrick with you from Case Arena. And about to start set number 2. So Frankfort hung tough there, Gene, with Tri-West early in the set. But Tri-West was able to create some separation there. What do you think the biggest reason was the service pressure?
I think service pressure, and they're just staying a little bit more aggressive with their attacks. The service errors from Frankfort did not help at all. But if they just keep going, if you just really focus, it's kind of simple when I mentor young coaches. Work on getting 3 or 4 points in a row. Get some momentum. You know, you may not win the set, but you might have momentum going into the next set.
Right. Like
they did going into this set. There's a little bit more positive huddle than before the timeout, what I just saw. So they're speaking, and I'm seeing a lot of people, the players shaking their head, yes, yes, yes. Whereas the other timeout, they're like, okay, kind of scared. But now I don't, they're like, we can do this. Look, we scored how many points? 4 points in a row or something?
They did, and it was right out of that timeout.
Yes.
When they were down by double digits, but then, of course, Tri-West eventually won it back. But Frankfort gets to start set number 2 by serving, and this time it is Ashley Zhang who does the honors. 5'3" junior. She's one of the 5 juniors on this varsity roster. And that one tracked down well by Tri-West's Molly Garver, and Tri-West able to get the point there, but Garver is the one who kept that alive.
And that's wonderful. So just keep going. If they hopefully keep going after, and she gets the ball up, I think you're going to see a little bit more momentum on the Frankfort side.
Eastman, the libero, serves. It ends up going right to Frankfort's libero, Carolyn Queen. Battle at the net, and the win for that goes to Tri-West.
Frankfort keeps the ball a little too tight to the net. It's much easier to play the ball when it's like maybe 5 to 7 feet off the net, unless you're all 6'4" people, and then you can still attack the ball when it's within the 3 feet.
Easton, right by Queen. Queen kept it alive. And was it in or out? They say out, so point goes to Tri-West. And it seems like, Gene, whenever it comes to the paint, Tri-West is winning those battles.
Actually, they are, but that was a great play. Honestly, it gave momentum. The kids were excited. You dug that one, so the player to watch that dig,
yes,
it might come back and help them.
Right.
It's like, it's not that hard. Come on,
yeah,
let's do it. I was very impressed with that. She just hung in there.
And that was, arguably with Tri-West's best player, Izzy Maston coming right at you, hitting that, and you were able to come up with the dig. Another big dig there by the Frankfort defense. I think that might have been out. Yep, a little bit.
Okay.
Official on the back line made the right call. And just to clarify, Gene, we have 2 officials, but we have everybody else is volunteering, correct?
That is correct. And you do have to, to do collegiately, you have to be a certified line official. Mm-hmm. We do have Indiana officials that are doing that. They're doing college lines. It might be something that Indiana looks at in the future.
A 6-0 start for Tri-West, a timeout called by Frankfort. And while they are discussing it, we'll let you know that tonight's game is brought to you by Aaron's Flooring, offering luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information, or be sure to give them a call, 765-601-4145, for a free quote. That is Aaron's Flooring. Also, let us be the first to welcome you to the Fiberhood. Mintel Fiber Optic Services offers super fast, reliable internet with a gigabit speeds, streaming TV packages, and voice solutions. Sign up today at mintel.net. That is MINTEL.net, or call 765-296-2885 for more information. That is Mulberry Telecommunications. Tri-West continues to serve. Frankfort searching for some answers right now. There's Carolyn Queen, their libero. who's made a couple of nice plays so far in this match. Eastman hits it back there. We're back under with play, and a nice play at the net for Tri-West's Molly Garver.
But the Tri-West is in the same rotation they were to finish the game, and they finished the other set quickly, first set quickly, and it was the same people at the net, same people, same person serving. So they need to get out of this rotation. That's good. That's good.
And how about that for Frankfort? Brooklyn Perry having the ball hit right back to her, and Perry sticks with it to give Frankfort their first point of set 2.
Like that. And she's walking around like, okay, let's do this. We got this. And that's what Frankfort needs to go, yes, we can do this. They see a little bit more energy on the court.
Morgan Harrington serves that one over. There's Queen with the dig. Eastman keeps it alive, sets up Maston. Good rally here by Frankfort. And that one drops in for the Tri-West Bruins. Leah Middleton credited with the kill.
So Tri-West, Frankfurt's trying to just tip the ball over like they've been. Tri-West has been very successful, but they're playing kind of like a man under defense, a short defense. So that donut hole, Campfire's not open.
Caroline Ward checks in, 6'1", freshman. And, service ace for Tri-West. Anna Thompson getting that done.
That was a great serve.
Yeah.
In colleges, a lot of them have that. In practice, we had radar guns, and we would see who had the fastest. For the drive serve, it had to be a certain, I don't know the percent, or the number right now, but a spin serve should have a certain amount. And if not, you kept practicing.
Tri-West play at the net continues to be excellent, Gene.
Yes, but I'm also noticing that the out-of-system stuff that Frankfurt's doing is improved from the first set. Mm-hmm. They had kids going for balls they didn't in the first set. So, although the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, they're doing some nice things on the court.
Spotted up by Thompson. Queen keeps it in play and sends it back over. Middleton hit it way too hard for Ashley Zhang to handle, and Tri-West continues to add more to their point total. They scored the first 7 of this set before Frankfort scored, and now they've scored 4 in a row.
But I'm just trying to focus on Frankfort since they are sponsoring this here.
Right.
They had a defensive player there, but just the platform needed to get her arms around the ball, but they had someone to line for it. That's a great shot.
Well, and Brooklyn Perry, got to give her a lot of credit here because both points that Frankfort's had in this set have been because of her play.
Well, actually, she on the right side, you're right-handed, and you have to cut back, drop your your right thumb down, and to hit that line, that's tough.
Justine Thomas couldn't quite get that one over, so it's a service error, and back in for her is Ella McAtee. And Izzy Maston serves.
Got that beach serve on the court.
I mean, there's just so much movement behind what she does. It's
yes.
so hard to keep up with it.
Most of the time, she looks like she's trying to do a slice. No, it's just a topspin, which means the ball's going to drop quickly. You just have to get in a straight line, get your arms out, but it's going to drop, where the float's going to come up and hit you at mid-waist.
And they rule that out, so point for Frankfort. It's one of the few times Tri-West has not gotten it on the line there.
Tri-West is a great team. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're a 3A, and they play 4A schedules a lot of the time. So, but they're good, and they're young. I mean, both sides are young. By the end of the season, we may not be able to recognize either team. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yep, it sure will be. Caroline Queen, our player to watch, back to serve for Frankfort. She just got the okay from the official. She ends up hitting it to Eastman. And right there, it looked like Queen and Harrington were in the same place at the same time. Just rough timing on their part.
Well, they were in the seam of the block. Mm-hmm. That's where one of them was supposed to be. Depends on the defense they're using. So they both saw where it was going. So I'm just going to take the positive and go, they were getting their feet to the ball.
Finley Dakin is supposed to be Tri-West server. Officials are making sure everything is squared away with rotations and lineup. Now we're ready to continue. And I think this, they say
It didn't go over.
it didn't go over, right. Okay, so point for Tri-West.
Actually, the setter wanted to run that at another ball a couple a couple plays ago, and the middle hitter did not go back. So she set it, and the Bro had to take the ball. I went, what?
Queen keeps that alive. Sent over on the third try by Jalen Smith. And several times Carolyn Queen has kept the ball in play for her offense. And look what happens there.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing a little bit more energy on Frankfort's side of the net. I mean, they all went in to congratulate. Sometimes they're all kind of separating. And I always watch and say, come in and celebrate with the team, bring the energy back. That's one thing that volleyball players all do. Other sports kind of make fun of it. But whether you win or lose the point, you always come in. Meaning to the huddle.
Jalen Smith, yeah, I just a little bit wide there, so service error, point to Tri-West. But I think that's one of the most important things you can do in volleyball.
Absolutely.
I would argue other sports need more of that.
They absolutely do. Sometimes you go in and you just kind of, you've got this, or let's run an X, or they're big hitters in the front, or it's just like, you just celebrate the good times.
Service error there by Ward, but again, she's a freshman.
She's going to be
Checks
good.
out. Yeah, and with her height, absolutely.
Yes.
Molly Garver checks in for her. And for Frankfort, they bring back on Justine Thomas. Lily Rockhold is serving. Rockhold so far this year averaging about 2 kills per set. And there's Queen with another nice dig. Popped up there by Garver. Tri-West able to get it across. Saved by Rockhold for the moment, but just goes out of play, and Tri-West has the point.
But again, there are several players going for it. It wasn't someone standing going, that's not mine. So I'm trying to find the positives, right. and I'm seeing the team plays better this set. Don't look at the score. As I mentor young coaches, don't look at the score. Look at what they're doing. Is it a team movement? That was a nice serve.
Very good serve there. Danny Gabriel gets the service ace. That's her second one of the night. Remember, she was the server to begin the whole entire match. Here she is again. And that's another service ace.
A nice, it's a nice drive serve. Almost, I want to call it kind of like a float. I guess I could see it. Let me watch. Oh my God, there's no rotation. It's just going to come up and hit you fast. It's going to come and hit you fast. And they're like, oh, well, what do you do? Well, step up and take it with your hands, or step back and.
Mm-hmm. Almost kind of reminds me of one of Shaquille O'Neal's old free throws when he played in the NBA. Just a line drive, no arc on it.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Do you remember him?
I do remember. Yes.
His free throws were just like a line drive. You want that in volleyball, not in a free throw, though, for basketball.
Actually, you know who's really good at playing volleyball?
Who?
I watched him play. Wilt Chamberlain.
I believe that.
He played pro volleyball.
Yeah, I totally believe
in California. That. He didn't move well, but he just stood there and blocked the right side.
Right. His height was just too much for people. And service error there by Gabriel, but after several consecutive points there, and Ella McAtee will drop back to serve for Frankfort. McAtee gets a lot on that, and she gets a service ace.
Paybacks.
Maybe that can just be the thing that gets you going here.
Well, I'm anxious to see how Tri-West is going to respond after getting aced. Because they're passers. They got 3 great passers back there, so we'll see. Okay, they responded well.
They did, yep, and that is Ryan Spoonmore with another kill.
Although you just served to the Bro.
Right.
Yeah, and that's her specialty is to pass.
And she'll be serving now. Frankfort brings back in Ashley Zhang as Coach Kia Rushton tries to find a combination that works. And there's the service ace for Eastman.
Just didn't watch the ball. You want to watch the ball into your platform, into your arms. So at the end, you're looking at your arms where it's contacting the ball. So track the ball. Boom. Wow,
what a play there by Daisy Santos Valdez to get it over. Yes, Tri-West still got the point, but again, for Frankfort, the effort is there.
It's getting there, yes.
And it is still, though, set point for Tri-West. Eastman again. Got it back over.
Oh.
And
back row blocker.
All right, violation there. Gives the point to Tri-West, and they take set number 2. They can close it out if they get set 3, and that comes your way after this brief timeout. You're watching high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, iscsportsnetwork.com.
Are they doing a third
You can
season
see
on that show?
episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Tri-West has taken the first 2 sets here at Case Arena, 25-13 and 25-7. Along with Gene Kesterson, I'm John Herrick with you on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Ardente Dental, who offers high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Whether you're a brand new patient or you have been with them for years, they're here to serve you. Give them a call at 765-654-7222 or visit them online at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, we bring smiles to life. Also by FiberHawk, now available FiberHawk Fiber Internet. Super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable, FiberHawk. Well, at this point, Gene, it's do or die for Frankfort. You've had some moments where things have looked good for you, but Tri-West is they've got the height, they've got the speed. They've had, you mentioned service pressure at the very outset of the broadcast would be key. So if you're Frankfort, how do you find a way to counter that service pressure that's been on?
Well, one thing I wrote down was control the serve. You know, they're not missing as many as they did in the first set, but control your service when you have the opportunity to serve. Number 2 is to keep the ball alive on your court. Don't let the ball drop. You know, if you can't get a good first ball, get it high in the middle of the court. Get a second ball high. The middle of the court, the tipping over to Tri-West is not going to work because they have the short zone right off the 10-foot line. They have 2 people playing that short position. So just stay attacking. You know, in fact, go more of attack mode and see what you can get. But basically, keep the ball alive because, like they had at the end, have players go after the ball. You know, just don't one player. Have a line of players go.
If it's not going to work, you at least want it to work with effort, you know.
Absolutely, Coach.
That's
Way
got
to
be
go,
there.
Coach.
I don't know. That does not make me a volleyball coach. I can promise you that.
I can help you, hon.
If I needed help, you'd be the first person I would call.
That's my job right now to mentor young coaches. So, but you know, that's what I say. I see it in little spurts. You got to do it every day in practice. You got to do it every time you put the uniform on.
Danny Gabriel starts us off for Tri-West. Queen did a good job on the back line. Just couldn't quite get it over. So point to Tri-West. Good effort by Brooklyn Perry, but just could not quite get it there.
So I would say instead of rolling, hit the dang ball. That's how you win volleyball games. That's how you get momentum. There you go. That was a good swing, though.
Point for Tri-West. The net play's just been advantage them all night.
Right, did get over. Basically, it came back, touched it again. It was a hold against the net, but she swung hard, and you got to like that part.
Justine Thomas got it across for Frankfort. Queen tried to go after it, but right where the defense couldn't quite catch it.
Right.
And a good start to set number 3 for Tri-West.
She just pulled it across her body, and there's no one on the lines, and there actually should be people defensively lined up around the block. But if you're Frankfort, hit the ball. Stay aggressive, attacking the ball. No rolls, no tips. That's Coach K talking.
And that time, service error from Danny Gabriel. But hey, if you're going to have service errors, at least do it after you get, a few points. Because that's like the second time she's done that, where she's had 3 or more points, and then
earn 3. If you earn 3 points
that's
4
right.
times, yeah.
And they bring in Addie Keck for Frankfort, a 5'5" sophomore. And Addie is serving for the Hot Dogs. Nice play by Eastman. And then finished off well by Ryan Spoonmore.
That was a nice hit. I mean, she's going across her body a lot, but that was nice, quick arm swing, hit high contact. So
looking at Tri-West's coach, Suzanne Maston. I think they've got a camera behind the goal that they're filming, so I think she wants to make sure it's working. As they go back and watch that a lot later.
Absolutely. And if you notice, it's behind the end line at the convention, with the national convention there. All the coaches there, we all sit at the end line. That's how you analyze the game. This right here is for the fans, which are who are watching the game right now.
Right.
But it's the end line where the coaches can see the holes in the block and defensive alignment. That's a celebration. Did you see Frankfort?
Yep.
Okay, we got a hand. Okay, this is good. We can do this again. The hands were a little late penetrating the net, but I love the energy there.
And again, more than one person near the net. Good things to build around there for the Hot Dogs. Kate Eastman serves. Just didn't quite get enough on it. Looking at what's coming up next for both teams. For Tri-West,
they play Carmel tomorrow night.
They do play Carmel. Then after that, they go to Harrison.
Yes.
And also have Pioneer as well. That's in the Harrison Classic. Also North Montgomery coming up for Tri-West. And for Frankfort in the coming days, they play Lebanon tomorrow. That is at Lebanon. Then they are home to play Frontier on Saturday. And then that is what is the beginning of the Hornet Invite. There's another point there for the Bruins.
But still, service pressure. Was it 11? Okay, it was really good. She just aced the bro, and then that was a good service. But they just had a tip to the hole in the middle. To the hole on the sideline here. I like that play. Their timing just needs to be done between the setter and the opposite.
And Ward, and when we watched her in warm-ups, Gene, she was hitting the ball really hard. You could hear it from up here, and that's what she was able to do on that play.
Yes, she's good.
Hard to believe she's only a freshman. It was Laney Brahman, the server for Tri-West. And that works out well for Frankfort.
Yes.
Well done there by Ella McAtee to get the kill. And Tri-West makes some substitutions. So does Frankfort. Chloe Mowdy, a freshman, checks in. And Jalen Smith is the Frankfort server here.
Ooh.
Ward again. Got it in and somehow hit it in between Smith's legs, which you don't see every day.
Hello, Coach Masson. She went, okay, yeah, that's good. Touchdown. That was great. I mean, her approach, let the ball cross her shoulder, attack the ball down the line, middle of her body down.
Maston serves, batted up by McAtee, tracked down by Queen, and Frankfort's able to get it back over. Ward, though, and even though that didn't work out for Frankfort, Gene, you saw the hustle and the effort.
Yes, you saw the defense was lined up, just take a step in or do a little dive slide.
Mm-hmm. And they bring back in, it's like Maston, who just continues to be, she puts so much on it every time she serves. And a diving effort made by Jalen Smith, and you can tell after she got there, she was like, oh no, that didn't go the direction I wanted it to go.
It's okay. The effort is there, And it will happen if you keep practicing and improve on that contact and have other teammates come in and help out if it's out of system. So it's a good foundation.
And
they're better than the first set. So
absolutely. And Frankfort is using a timeout here. They've used at least one timeout in every set, and this gives them a chance to talk things over and us a chance to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Frankfort Eagles, number 976, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. Also, Healthy Communities of Clinton County. We want to thank our friends at Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where recovery is possible. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, reach out to Healthy Communities at 659-6063 or go to healthyclintoncounty.org. It is 11-4, the lead for Tri-West here in set number 3. They've won the first two, trying to close it out with set 3 here.
Actually, there's a little thing in volleyball. 11, you get to 11 first, you're going to win. But once you get 11, sometimes it's hard to get the next 2 points because you think you've already won. You got a big lead.
Right.
Of course, the ball hits the tape and rolls over for ace. But 11, 21, those are critical times in volleyball.
When Izzy Maston is serving, that just makes, all the difference for you. Ward drops it over, but good job by Smith to dig it out. Queen's able to knock it back across the net. And Ward was just too far under and out of position, so a point for the Hot Dogs, and they get a substitution here. Go ahead.
But the block was there,
Yep.
The block was there. Probably should have penetrated your right hand over towards the middle of Tri-West's back court. But they had a double block set up. So I'm seeing improvement throughout the match.
Tiffany Zhang is handed the ball from Lily Rockhold. Rockhold comes out, Zhang in, Zhang serves. Ward with a big kill right there, and Tiffany Zhang did all she could to get there, but that was hit with so much speed.
I'd check her out.
Because it did sort of bounce up and hit her.
Banged her in the
yeah.
Oh, look, you get hugs. Hope she's okay.
That had to hurt. And I think that might be part of the reason why they called a timeout for her.
Yes, just see if she's okay.
Yep, Coach Kia Rushton definitely looking it over. And while they do that, we'll tell you about tonight's game being brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first as active members of the community. They know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and be the family you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Home offers, go to dayandginda.com and see if she is okay. It looks like they decided to keep Zhang.
No, she's going to sub her.
Yeah, they sub in. She's coming over, and they say, okay.
Sub her out.
Yeah, so you have to, and that's one thing just to clarify for the people at home, Gene. You have to do that in front of the official, right?
That is correct.
Sees it. Yeah,
that's correct.
In other sports, sometimes you just come off the field or whatever, and they're like, okay, that person's off. But in volleyball, you got to go to the official and say, I am checking out for this person who's coming in.
Wow.
And good response there by Frankfort.
Yes.
Justine Thomas converts that.
Pass that hit, and it was all three contacts were really good. I hate to say it, maybe no, I didn't mean that, but maybe the player hit. Hope she's okay.
And Ella McAtee is back to serve for Frankfort. Ward, block definitely there at the net for Frankfort. And didn't work out for him on the second try, but there's Brooklyn Perry again. She was a factor on both those plays.
Actually, it was a nice play for Tri-West. Get up here, do the wipe off the hands.
Mm-hmm. And Ward goes back to serve this one for Tri-West. Queen. Yeah, it looked like she and Smith went back at the same time, and they, I think, share a conversation about, where were we supposed to be there?
That's Perry's ball. She's facing the ball. If he had it left-handed, then there would be collisions.
This next one's got to get over. Smith tries to do that and could not. That, again, I think it goes back to what you said at the start, Gene, the service by
They're pretty
Tri
good.
West, incredibly impressive.
Yes.
Kept alive by Thompson. Hit to the back line where Zhang tracked it down, and point for Frankfort.
Yay. Found the hole. It's good.
Frankfort brings back in Morgan Harrington, who will serve, and Tri West makes a substitution as well. Molly Garver gets back out there. And she replaces Anna Thompson, who sits down. That is in for Tri West. Danny Gabriel. How many times we called her name tonight?
A lot. So,
and we might be calling it a lot more because she's about to serve. Maddie Pearson comes out for Tri West, and they bring in Izzy Maston. Oh, Queen with a nice play.
With their hands, that's great.
And the kill, 5 Frankfort's Justine Thomas.
So there's confidence in your libero, taking the first contact with your hands. Because if you miss, it's going to go in your face.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Addie Keck is the server for Frankfort. Eastman got it on the back line. Zhang able to hit it back over. That brings some of the folks in the Frankfort bench to life, but that is quickly put to rest by Tri West's Ryan Spoonmore, and they bring back in Leah Middleton as well.
Again, that's a nice shot down the left sideline of their opponent. So, again, but I like what Frankfort, in fact, their arms are out. They're a little bit more focused on serve receive than okay, that's all right. But they look better getting ready for it. That one was just serve in between the seams.
There's been plenty of times where they've been in position to make the right plays. It just hasn't always worked out.
Not yet.
But it starts with getting in the right position
Absolutely.
first.
Got to get your feet to the ball, or your platform to the ball.
Eastman serves again. Keck got it. Battle at the net. Zhang hit it up in the air. And then, of course, because they were so far back, it was a difficult play for Morgan Harrington to try to get it over the net and could not quite do it.
That's the second or third time that you just send them a free ball, a nice high ball that might hit the scoreboard, so your team can get in position to defend the ball. So Don't try to sneak it over. Give them a high free ball. Give your team time. It's almost like a timeout wiping the floor.
Good job by Frankfort to keep that one alive. But I think there was contact with the net.
Yep.
So point goes to the Bruins.
I'd like to have the setter squared up and set the ball a little bit too far to the pin.
Eastman gets that.
Pass into the antenna. Again, pass doesn't have to be perfect right now. We would, against a good serving team, we would pass 7 to 8 feet off the net and run our offense away from the setter a little bit. So we wouldn't run a quick middle, that we get it over.
Eastman, by the way, now over 100 service aces for her on the season.
Wow, that's impressive.
And keep in mind, this is just their 12th match, so a lot done in a short amount of time.
That's pretty good. That's very good.
Frankfort brings back in McAtee, sends out Zhang. And Perry serves. Got it right in. So match point now for Tri West.
That was a very nice swing. High reach, great follow through.
Using the paint to your advantage.
Yes. And they're a 3A school.
Yep.
That's impressive.
It doesn't feel like it. Kept alive there by Middleton. Queen on the back line. Dropped over. They tried to get it, but Tri West comes away victorious. And they win it in 3 straight sets, 25-18 13, 25-7, and 25-9. Gene and I will take a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Case Arena. We'll give you our player of the game and much more on the Hot Dog Network and the ISC Sports Network.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable. Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable. To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99. Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Well, first, before we sign off for the evening, let's tell you about our Frankfort Eagles Clinton County Player of the Game. And Gene and I elected to go with Brooklyn Perry for that. And Gene, remember, there were times in the second set, Tri-West had scored 7 in a row. Brooklyn Perry gets a key kill. Then they score 4 in a row. Brooklyn gets a key kill.
Absolutely.
So, and her
Absolutely.
height, and this is part of what Frankfort is trying to build, and she's an integral part of that.
Absolutely. I mean, they're going against a really good blocking team with Tri-West, and she was finding holes, and she was swinging with some power. And so, yes, I was very impressed.
With the win, Tri-West goes to 7-5, 4-0 in the Sagamore Conference, and Frankfort it drops to 4-7. They are 1-2 in the Sagamore Conference. Big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight. Eagles, number 976. Frankfort Eagles, number 976. They are people helping people. Also by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mulberry Telecommunications, Mintel Fiber Services, offering the best gig in town. For my partner, Gene Kesterson, I'm John Herrick saying so long from Case Arena. Tri-West defeats Frankfort in 3 sets here tonight. You've been watching high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA. High school football fans, welcome back to Friday night, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.